everybody. Uh, well, I'm gonna tease this picture. Well, let me see. So I want to bring. Just gonna be trying to get some people interested in my streams. I'm trying to get to 50 people, um, 50 followers, and that can put me up to the next level with Twitch. So if you're listening to this, please share. Get some other people. Um, I felt like I got a text or a message or no, I don't know what that was. My phone made a noise, but oh well. All right, so you're looking at this. So my youngest son, he's 8, and he drew these 3 different monsters, and he asked me which one I liked the most, and you never know what's going on in their head of what they're drawing. And so I'm gonna pick one of these 3. I already have my eye on one of them, and I'm gonna draw it, change it into a monster that you might use in your role-playing game or your publication. Hold on one second. Yes. Um, looks like it. Yeah. There you go. That's fine. All right. So, I work kind of small, and because this is gonna be for the RPG community. I'm planning at some point on releasing this for free to those who are on my mailing list. I got several people who said they want to be on my mailing list, and I'm supposed to talk to someone later today about a good way to make a mailing list. I know I have Mailchimp, but I was told that that's not the way to go, so I'm not going to do that. Uh, I've lived and been around long enough that uh, for the most part, if someone's going to give me advice, there's wisdom in a multitude of counselors, so I'm going to follow advice before I try and um, do something my way. So here is I do this sort of thing just to make it easier. Um, it can very easily turn into a project creep sort of thing if I don't pay attention to it. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because I do have stuff that I need to get paid for and finish today. So I said that okay, these are 3 pictures my youngest son has made, and I'm going to pick this guy right here to illustrate. So that's my reference. I don't know if I can do them both at the same time where they can both be seen. Let me see if I can't. Let me see if I can find. There we go. So I want to be able to see both of them at the same time, so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually gonna flip this guy, and I'm gonna make him face this way. He's got that kind of rounded body and a very definite uh, two-toed aspect to him. Oh, my anatomy is breaking up here, so there we go. So we're gonna do that for the front set, and he's got that weird slitted eye, so I might redraw that slitted eye. But what I really love about this guy is his mouth, and because it looks like he's got this open mouth thing. Maybe I even go up all the way up here with his eyeball. I think I might. And if you've seen me draw before, I really like teeth, and so maybe that's what's speaking to me about this creature. And to me, it looks like he's got this whole layer of teeth, kind of like a shark does. So I'm gonna go for that effect. And I don't even know what I would imagine that this guy does. You know, why does he have these teeth this way? I'm not gonna try and imagine what it was that was going on in his head when he drew it, but you know, kind of the Gygaxian naturalism, if you're familiar with that, is that they could just, well, so they created a whole bunch of weird characters, and then later on people said, oh, it doesn't make sense for this thing to be here, why is this here, and then started trying to create monsters that would exist inside of a dungeon, have a reason to be there, and I'm cool with that. I like that. And so right now, just creating this weird character, and maybe we'll think of what it is that he does and why he's got teeth that do all this weird stuff, kind of point inward. Look at that. Oh, that's too much fun. Too much fun. And he's got this weird nose thing. What are we gonna do with this weird nose thing? What's the purpose of this nostril type thing? I don't know. We're gonna give him that snout though. Gotta be faithful to what's going on here. This whole thing. So it's all one body that's going back up in here. The question is, okay, is this fur? What is this going on? Let's go ahead and finish up these little hoofed things. Maybe let's go even bigger. Let's go even bigger with these hoofs. Maybe a small one and a large one. Oh yeah, I like that. I like when a plan comes together. No, I like it when you just discover the art. I rarely have a specific illustration in my head. Hey, Jeff. Just noticed you in here. I don't know if you caught on to it, but so my son drew this picture. Oh, this one here, not this one. And I wanted to take it and draw it and make it something that people could use. I'm gonna sell it as stock art eventually, but before I do that, I'm gonna build a mailing list, and I'll give this thing away to people on the mailing list. So he's got this tail. There we go. Oh I want it to go back into the body instead of feeling like an addition. So there. Oh, okay. We gotta see the other portion. As much as I wanted to call that done, I want to be able to see the other foot at least out in front a little bit. And so that way, even if you can't see that the fourth one in the back, it at least gives the illusion of being three-dimensional. If I was to draw the other one back here, be back behind here, and so I guess we're gonna see a little bit of this back foot back in here. Do it like that. Maybe a little bit right there, and call that good for the sketch. And Jeff, if you want, dude, I've been drawing all of outside of my window. I need to have a taped box so I stay inside the frame so y'all can see what I'm illustrating. So there's the finished sketch, and I'm gonna my client was responding to the finished picture. Did you see the finished Doom piece? Yeah, you did that. Yeah, no, I forgot you were watching the whole stream. So I am going to. Okay, so that took me about 8 minutes to sketch up, and so now we're gonna ink, and I'm gonna be quick on the inks on this one, because if I can do something like this in just a short period of time, I can keep up my schedule for. If I can create monsters for the industry, then I'll be able to justify giving it away if it's something I can do within a relatively short period of time, and I'll do that as a means of connecting and giving back to the industry like I want to do. And also a source of potential revenue. One is a stock illustration for like I'm not gonna give it away on drive-through. There's just too many people who just take advantage. Of the stuff that's made, pay what you want. Everybody just so many people who just pay nothing, and to a certain extent, which I'm okay with that, but when it happens just repeatedly, I mean, I guess it's what I should expect. It just rubs me wrong, so it makes it harder for me to give it away. So mailing list, they'll get it for free, and I'll put it for sale on drive-through. Not for a lot, but for something. Still make it affordable. Also, since I'm not going to color this, it would be a potential another potential source of revenue if I do a project where I say, hey, I'm gonna color some of my black and white stuff. This could be one of the things that they select. And everybody loves weird monsters. Everybody wants to have their own unique monsters in their games. So they're looking for weird things, new things. I don't recommend someone creating stock art. I want to say that creating stock art for the sake of creating stock art, um, because it never pays. Never pays for itself. So I sell stock art, and I've made easily over $5,000, maybe quite a bit more than that, from the sale of my stock art. But one piece that I put up may only make me $10 in 10 years. So it's not worth it to try and, you know, now I've had some that have made me a lot more than that. But you can't expect, you can't name the price of how much a single illustration will make you. I have one illustration. It's not even my favorite illustration, but it is by far the most popular illustration I have. It's a sci-fi character that I wouldn't have expected to do so well. And if I'd, you know, maybe I could have made that expecting to make some money off of it, but I really, I don't know what anything's gonna make. So don't go making stock art just to make stock art. If you're gonna sell stuff for stock art, make sure it's something that you're either one already paid for, someone else paid to illustrate it and didn't buy all the rights to it, or it's something that you made just for your own pleasure and are now going to make it available. You're not out any time, and then you can set your price. What do you think that this is worth? What do you think people will pay for it? That sort of stuff. So I plan on this one being a start to finish piece, a stream. That's what I've decided to start doing. That is, I'll start a piece and I'll take it to finish, and then that'll be the stream. That way, people, if they're gonna click on a stream, they're not gonna expect to be here for 4 hours just trying to watch one thing, which is what I was originally gonna do. And maybe that's the right way to do it. Maybe I should be doing non-stop. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this portion. So occasionally, I'll make a mistake. See right there where I meant for this to all be smooth, but I indented right there, and I'm actually going to take that. I'm going to run with it, kind of like the old Bob Ross mentality is. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna run with the texture of underneath his nose, and we'll figure out what he uses his nose for. Maybe we won't. Maybe that I'll leave that up to whoever wants to use it. And that's kind of some of the fun, I think, for writers, is to take an illustration and say, oh, what is this? What is it going to do? What why does it have all these teeth? That kind of stuff. So I'm done with my small small pen right now, and I'm going to go to something a little bit smaller. And I think that's my 0.1. So yeah, my 0.1 pen with my Copic multi-liner. Actually, I don't want this to be a pointy nose. I know he's got a little bit of a point right there, but I don't want to be a sharp point. Why? Well, he's already got all those sharp teeth. Why need a sharp nose? Maybe he does use it for, I don't know. Maybe this is his... Excuse me. Maybe that's what he uses to attract mates. Maybe this is a female monster. I bet if I asked my son, he'd say it's a guy. So I'll honor that. We'll keep it a he. I mean, he is kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly. Though I understand that in nature, the guys tend to be the more attractive ones. I don't see it. No, I don't really care. It is what it is, whatever it is. All these teeth. Love teeth. For whatever reason, they're fun. But at some point, you gotta start putting them in the mouth. So I guess that's gonna be now. You gotta start adding the gums, or however they're attached. And this one, he's got a small one right here. I guess part of the reason I feel like Bob Ross is that, you know, you can't erase with paints. You can go over something, but you never see him really erase something. So with inks, it's almost the same mentality. You can erase. I mean, I've got my white mark pen that I make corrections with. But for the most part, it's whatever line you put down, and that's gonna be it. Because you can't with ink, you can't be making corrections all the time. Just too time consuming. I like the gums. Yeah, that's because you're working digitally. I like those gums that actually extend outside the mouth. So that's what I'm going to roll with on this one. I need to bring the nose up away from his mouth a little bit if I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah. There we go. Yes. Yes, undo. Control Z, Control C, Control Z. Yeah, a little bit hard to do in real life now. We've got the outline of the whole entire mouth now, it looks like. What's it? Oh, that's a tooth. Dun 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 dun. Let's see, there we've got a tooth. Now I'm gonna start doing the inner layer. I'm gonna go a little bit smaller. Go down to the point. I need to get a new one of these. This one's wearing kind of thin. But as I was saying earlier, I'm trying to get up to 50 followers. I need to be more proactive about that part and asking people. But once I get 50, apparently, I think I can start doing a few things where I can start making a little bit of revenue just for showing my art process. just for streaming. Wow. With when you were working with pen or pencil? Both? Yeah, both. Did the Vanish pen erase pen? I feel like there are tools out there that I don't know anything about. And I work traditionally. I guess because I don't do a whole lot of research on traditional stuff. Sometimes erases. Is it designed to erase pen? Let me ask it that way. Well, thank anybody who's watching right now. I'm taking, in case you didn't see or get the link or whatever, but I am taking a picture that my youngest son drew and turn him into a monster. Well, I mean, he's already a monster. Not my son, the picture. Um, but I want to turn it into something that someone might use in a role-playing game. And then I plan on, once I get my mailing list started, I plan on having a mailing list. One, I want to be able to connect with people and let them know when my stuff is available. And I would like to be able to create a system where people aren't where we don't have to rely upon a third party like One Bookshelf to interact. Um, one is one reason for that is um, feel like the cut that they want is a little bit much um, for stock art. Um, Two, um, their process for setting up stock art is so tedious in my book. It's I feel like there should be a faster way. Three, I'd like to be able to develop a relationship where people can message me and eventually um, just interact over the stuff I create. But through that mailing list, I'll give away stuff like this that I create. What I would like to do is every week have a little bit of time that I devote to creating free stuff. And that's the artist's dream, right? Where they don't have to worry about commissions, they just create. if I can create a way to do that, I think that'd be awesome. So right now is probably the most fun part for me are these teeth. I'm going to say goodbye to the teeth in just a little bit because I'm almost done with them. The mouth is getting smaller and smaller, or the teeth, the layers of teeth. I'll probably start creating some shadows to really set them apart, the different layers. Who knows where this little creature lives? What habits he has? Do I give him a tongue? Does this guy even have a tongue? I feel like I don't want him to have a tongue. Oh, nope, I don't think he's gonna have a tongue. I think I'll give him one last tooth. One last tooth. Right there. But when I create the mailing list, it's not going to be something that meant to spam anybody, for sure. I hate spam. I don't want to spam people. But if they want to know when new stock art is out, I want to let them know. I want to be able to give them a little catalog of stuff to look through, or whatnot. Look at those teeth. Let's create some variation between the rows of teeth so you can kind of see them a little bit better. Create variation. So, all right, let's call that done for the inside of the mouth there, and on to the rest of him. I'm sitting at about 30 minutes, which is really kind of my ideal time. I'd like to be done about now for stuff I'm going to give away. I'll push it to an hour. Not that I've never done anything differently. I mean, I've done some stuff that took me a couple hours that I plan on giving away. In fact, Friday was a good example of that. Was it Friday? I feel like it was Friday. Maybe it wasn't Friday. But I created, what did I create? What was the last thing I created? Oh, just another tooth monster thing. I gotta get away from teeth. I mean, not all the time, but I've done a little bit too much teeth work. So next thing I create is gonna be something entirely different. I don't know what it is will be yet, but it'll be different. Watch, I say that, and then I'm gonna get inspired by another tooth creation. Okay. Almost. Alright, I'm going to go back to a larger brush, go back to this 0.1. It's not a brush, I realize that. But I want to get more of creature's profile a little bit quicker. When I work with those smaller brushes, it takes me longer to finalize a line. Even at this size, it's almost like painting it, trying to get it smooth. I like that little blocky look to him. The house is quiet right now, which is concerning, because I know I have kids still at home. My wife left for the store. She's actually going around looking for free stuff to be able to put into our church garage sale. But no, not all the kids went with her. You guys are quiet. Maybe you aren't, guys. I was using that as to refer to use guys, use people. I actually don't use the phrase use. That's for weirdos like Jeff. No ITs. Culture is awesome. We should celebrate our differences, not try to make us all the same. Oh man. There we go. No. I actually say y'all, but not with one of those big heavy accents. Whilst. Whilst. I've never whilst. You didn't say you skies until you moved up north, didn't you? I don't ever remember you saying you skies when you were down here. You betrayed us for the north. You rebel scum. I'm getting close to being done. Happy about that. Actually, I don't like projects to go on for long periods of time. I get tired of them. That's why I stopped doing digital paintings. It just took me way too long to get one done. Yeah, it's weird how you pick up things from other people. Like when I deployed to Iraq, there was a guy there who would kind of suck air between his teeth, kind of the. But he used to do it every once in a while, and so now I've picked that up. It was annoying to a certain degree, but now I do it. Well, that's because you say it correctly. As opposed to down here, people calling it Coke. If I want Coke, I'll say I want Coke. Not everybody says Coke. Some people down here say soda. What flavor soda? What flavor Coke? Oh, I forgot. He's got these little lines. I think that he meant for those to be battle scars. I don't want to do a battle scarred guy. So I'm going to just give him kind of texture. And I'm going to give him ridges. I think of something else I've picked up from. Oh, I remember what it was. Whenever I say right, in the sense of now I draw with these pins, right? Something along those lines. I picked that up from listening to a guy named Ray Otis. It's his fault. A little bit of texture. And we're gonna call this guy good. Then I'll go show it to my boy, see what he thinks of it. Maybe I should call him in and see what he says. You want me to call him in, or just I don't know if you'll be able to hear him or not. But all he's gonna do is cool and then leave. Cool, Daddy. It's funny how they do that. I mean, I guess we do the same. We've been teaching them. They'll come in with a picture. What? Do you like this? Yeah, that's something. And no, isn't that how we do our kids? They show us something and it's not all that great, but we don't want to crush their souls and tell them that. So we say, "Oh, cool. That's good. That's good, honey. Keep it up. One day you'll get a job as an artist somewhere." All right, I'm done. I'm gonna sign this. All right. so here is the before and the after. That's funny. Yeah, my son is 8. Grady, come here, please. So, you drew these pictures, right? Yeah. And so I decided. Oh yeah. Yeah. So you do these pictures, and so I decided to draw one of them. Which one do you think I drew?
That one.
Why that one?
Because you liked it the best.
That's right. So I drew it.
Wow.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I'm going to scan it, and I'm going to let people use it, and they can put it in their games.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Cool. Love you. All right. I'm going to call that, final picture moment on the little screen there, and I'm going to end this. I'm sitting at 43 minutes, well, 42 and a half. All right, thanks for watching. I'm going to start another one soon with an actual commission. Thanks for watching.